諸君大安吉日はいはいなりきりクイーン特売ヒット機
ビートがうまけたら帰ってきた朝練習して走
った後にソーダ水
楽しかった運動会そうだアドレスだけしろ出さなきゃ負けよじゃいけんしょいこの気持ち届くなら君の色に染まるよこんな私じゃダメだよねバキュンズキュンドキュン走り出しバキュンバキュン旅で行くよこんなレースは初めてズキュンドキュン胸が鳴りバキュンバキュン大好きだよ今日も奏でるハピハピダイン3215バイウキウキハニー321ズキュンドキュン走り出しバキュンバキュン旅で行くよこんな想いは初めてズキュンドキュン胸が鳴りバキュンバキュン大好きだよ今日も奏でるハピハピダイン3215バイウキウキハニー321バイ
Horse. Good horse-ning chat. Welcome to the first Heavensward reread of the new year. Today, we are going to be doing the Heaven's Turn event because it goes away in like 4 days, so I need to get it out of the way now. And then we're probably going to start, but almost certainly not finish, a little questline called the Warring Triad. One of the reasons we're not going to finish it is because there's a lot to get through, but also the other reason is because in order to complete 2 of the quests that are related to it, but not directly related to it, I'm going to need some people to unsync me through a couple of things. But I don't know if anybody's available right now, so I'm not going to count on doing that. Also, for some reason, my meds have not kicked in, despite the fact that I took them an hour ago, so this might be an especially brain-foggy kind of episode, so I apologize in advance for that. On that note, give me a moment, I want to check something. I'm back. Sorry about that. I wanted to check my Keurig to make sure that it was actually making my hot chocolate, because it has been trying to for the past 5 minutes, and then didn't, and it still hasn't. So we're gonna hope that that fixes itself in the next few minutes here. Okay. Oh, I don't need the guest star screen on. Nobody else is here. It's just me today. All right. Let's go ahead and talk to the Umabugyo. Oh god, a yawn. Excuse me. The Umabugyo would entreat your aid for the Heaven's Turn festivities. In honor and glory to be first lay eyes upon one another, I am the Umabugyo, the head of the delegation from the far eastern nation of Hingashi. We are come on a mission to tend to the fire of friendship with your Eorzea. This we seek to do by sharing the joys of our Heaven's Turn customs, which differ from those observed on these shores. While the people of Eorzea choose a deity to be first among the 12, we in the Far East grant that to honor one of 12 noble beasts. And this year, the honor belongs to the horse, the most dignified and dependable of steeds. Now, though I previously had the pleasure of introducing the horse in Eorzea, few are they who still have true appreciation for the creature. This time, therefore, it is my hope to better convey its appeal, its gallantry and majesty, to which end we are planning to have them march in a procession. Presently, a member of our delegation is spreading word of the event to the people of Limsa Lominsa. He wears a unique kabuto like mine, and has a delightful mascot with him besides. Alas, said mascot is as anxious as it is adorable, and we are having some difficulty handling it. As an adventurer, I dare say you have a wealth of experience interacting with creatures great and small. If you are willing, might we prevail upon your aid? Sure. In humility and gratitude do I receive your assent. Without further ado, my assistant, the Umayoriki, set off in the direction of the drowning wench. Pray, seek him out and offer your able assistance. That's the same line. Alright, let's get out there. It is fun thinking about, like, the Year of the Horse being celebrated in Eorzea because horses are not really present all that much. Oh, I heard a sound. One moment, I'm checking my hot chocolate. This is very important to me. Great news, it worked. I have hot chocolate. Alright, so we have an Uma no Unicult here. Nay. And this guy. Come here, I say, come here! How am I to promote the procession when it refuses my command? Or my every command, rather. Forgive me, I did not notice you there. The Umabugyo sent you, did you say? I could indeed do with some help. The little one there is a unicolt, the young of a unicorn, rare even in Eorzea. Our delegation was able to borrow it for this Heaven's Turn celebration, but as you can see, it is disinclined to obey me. While I am versed in the handling of horses and could tame the unruliest of them, this creature has eluded all my attempts to reach out to it. It appears to be daunted by its new surroundings, and will neither move nor respond to aught I say. Oh, that's cute. Hi, little fella. Nay, nay! Huh. What's this? The Unicolt approaches you of its own accord. When I collected it from Ishgard, I was told that unicorns favor those who are virgins. So this canonically confirms, everybody, that the Warrior of Light has never had sex before. Confirmed, 2026. Sandira isn't even a real Uma Musume. It's okay. She doesn't need to be. I think that's kind of what everybody was expecting they were going to do, but I like that they didn't do that. I had thought it a myth, but the creature may truly have the ability to sense our intent. In my eagerness to use it for our festivities, I may have driven it away, while you drew it to yourself with your innocence. Nay! Well, unless I am mistaken, it wishes to say that with you, it would be willing to promote the Heaven's Turn procession. Loath though I am to impose, might I ask you to take the Unicolt with you and spread the word of the event? The procession will set forth from the Zephyr Gates in Middle Lenosha and strike southward. To begin with, you might try approaching the folk nearby. When you have finished, pray report to the Umabugyo. I leave the Unicolt in your capable hands. Sure. procession. Okay, yeah. Nay, nay. Yes, thank you. I know how escorting works. Follow me, little buddy. Anything interesting to say? Nope. Or rather, nay. Umano Unicolt Winnie's spiritedly, excuse me, eager to promote the procession. You there. You want to see a horse? You familiar with horse? Ah, it's Heaven's turn again, ain't it? Our Far Eastern friends have got something in store for us, I gather. They do. Look at this fucking thing. Well now, what a curious little creature. What is it exactly? See the same spirit you showed earlier. We can do this together. Nay! Obviously that would be what Ruja would try because she's not very smart. Well, she is, but she's also very under pressure. So, it's the Heaven's Turn mascot, and I see now it's a unicorn, which makes this the year of the horse, eh? Nay, nay! That explains the style of its adornments. I'm mostly out at sea, so I don't have much contact with horses, but there was a thriving harness trade over in Kugane. Chocobos in Eorzea and horses in the Far East. It's interesting, isn't it? How two different creatures in faraway lands came to be embraced in the same way. People like to get from one place to another faster. There's to be a procession outside the city, you say? That sounds like a good bit of fun. We'll tell everyone we know about it. Nay, nay. I'm gonna stop reading those. The Unicolt appears to be pleased at having promoted the event. Continue taking it around the city and spreading the word. Procession sounds like a good bit of fun. We'll tell everyone we know about it. Okay. It will also probably please all of you to know that I have finally started actually editing the third and final of the 3 Tribe Quest videos, which is the Moogle video. And I am leaving in all of my, like, pained groans and like, screams of agony that I let out upon seeing how many there are for me to read. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a pretty good one. I'm pretty happy with the other 2 as well, but I don't think I was able to get as many jokes in there as I am with this one. Horse noises. Oh my, you gave me quite a shock, whatever you might be. I've never seen a horned beast like you before. It's a unicorn. Ah, so that's why it's attired this way. I must say, I do enjoy it when Heaven's Turn comes to Eorzea. It allows us to experience Far Eastern culture right here at home, and this procession sounds delightful. I assume the little one will be a part of it as well? Horse noise. How adorable. I'm not too familiar with horses, so I look forward to seeing them all in their gallantry and majesty. I'll most definitely be going to watch the procession. My thanks for sharing word of it. Castle. Hey man. Ah, that's a unicorn, young I spy. And it's the mascot for this year's Heaven's Turn, you say? I see, I see. Might be as you're aware, but the Grand Company's been employing horses on a trial basis, something that came about years ago thanks to Heaven's Turn celebration. Been hard to come by in Eorzea. They're not like to replace chocobos, but by all accounts, they're comfortable creatures to ride. Seeing the little one reminded me of that. And if the Maelstrom also taking part in the procession as I expect, I'll make a point of ducking out to watch it. I'm quite certain the Maelstrom's also taking part in the Heaven's Turn procession. That being the case, I'll make a point of ducking out to watch it. Alright, and then let's go talk to the Bugyo. you are returned. I am given to understand that you have been promoting the procession together with the Unicult. And a most excellent job you have done of it. If the excitement among the townspeople is any indication, allow me to express my heartfelt thanks for your assistance. Now then, may I ask how our mascot fares? When last I beheld it, it was staring at me, starting at fairly every sight and sound. It's running around and playing. Well now, look how outgoing and cheerful you have become. Had I not known better, I would not think you the same creature. Lest you wonder, there is a reason why we went through the not inconsiderable effort to have a unicorn be our mascot for this year's celebration. Here we go. It all began during my previous visit to Eorzea. In our impassioned desire to introduce the horse to your land, we had incurred the ire of a fraternity representing chocobo interests, with whose leader I engaged in a heated argument. Thankfully, an Ishgardian knight chanced to be on hand, a charmingly irrepressible, silver-haired gentleman who helped us to resolve matters in civility and amity. Bearing the crest of the unicorn upon his person, he smiled as he expressed his tremendous and equal admiration for horses and chocobos both. Can you perhaps guess what character that they never shut up about she is referencing? I know that guy. He's dead. In recalling that episode, I was reminded of the greatness of bonds that transcend nations. And so, when our delegation was due to visit Eorzea once more, I was inspired to reach out to the noble house to which that knight belonged. For a time, I had feared what might become of this year's event, but thanks to the Unicult, and for you helping it come into its own, I have confidence that all shall be well. Yes, all shall be well indeed. Much like the Ishgardian Knight, I believe you possess an innate ability to bring disparate hearts and souls together. That being the case, with you having promoted the procession, full sure I am that we shall have a great crowd in attendance. Now then, the hour of the event is upon us. We shall begin as soon as the preparations are complete. Majesty in motion. The UUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUU speak, my faithful assistants should be seeing to the final preparations as at the procession's departure point. Being immediately outside the Zephyr Gate, the people should not have trouble finding it. I dare say you could even make your own way there, little one, now that you've been around the city. It does me well to see the Unicult in such good spirits. Now, seeing as you kindly promoted the procession, it seems only natural that you attended as well. Will you not do us the honor? Excellent. Pray seek out the Umayoriki outside the Zephyr Gate. He can direct you to the best locations for viewing the event. Yeah, okay. Zephyr Gate. Ah, so you've come too. I was quite surprised when the Unicort appeared alone. In the short time it has been with you, it has become completely at ease around people. You truly have a way with beasts. Now that those participating in the procession should be arriving soon. Ah, these horses, might they be... Indeed, they're the first to be brought in from the far east after your delegation's visit years ago. Being of a breed suited to our climes, they've fared very well. We employ them in patrols and various other duties, and they've proven themselves most dependable. As their riders and carers both, it gives us great pride to present them before the people on the occasion of this Heaven's Turn. but to have our 3 steeds lined up side by side, I've no doubt that mine is the finest among them. Fist fight. I beg to differ. Mine has the brightest eyes, the shiniest coat, and the noblest bearing. Any and all can see that it is the finest. Kill each other, right now. As you can see, we're quite taken with our horses. You'll notice that he didn't stand up to say that his is the best. It's because he doesn't believe in it. These splendid steeds will make their way along the road, putting their gallant and majestic forms on display. A marvelous way to mark the coming of the year of the horse, I trust you'll agree. What's this? You wish to join the procession? I am impressed with your newfound courage, little one. I fear it would not be safe for you to run among war-trained creatures several times your size. Oh. I think it'd be a great addition to the event. I'll be there to watch over it. I think it would be a great addition to the event. I mean, look at it. He's so small and cute. If you will accompany it, perhaps there is no cause for concern. And 'tis true that the people would be delighted to see our adorable mascot. Very well, you may take part. Let us proceed in this manner. While the Grand Company horses travel along the road, the Unicolt shall run freely through the fields with you at its side. That would help the procession end on a charming accent, I believe. Without further ado, then, the good officers and I shall set forth. We shall see you and the Unicolt at the procession's end. Okay. Come here, horse. And now we follow it. Yup. We haven't had to do one of these quests for an event in a while. The Unicolt is savoring the joy of running freely while being cheered on by the people. Whee! He's having so much fun. He loves to run. Unfortunately, our walk speed or our run speed is ever so slightly faster than its. So we kind of got to stop and start. Appears tremendously satisfied. Look at him go. We were watching from here. You ran impressively, little one. Here, here. Be it a great stallion or a growing foal, few things are more magnificent than a horse in motion. In the Far East, 'tis believed that to behold the horse's majestic form in the new year is to pray for peace and plenty. Furthermore, the unicorn is a symbol of the bond between our lands, a mark of a friendship that shall endure for generations. These two things serve to lend the procession even greater meaning. In Ishgard, the unicorn is held to be a sacred beast that assists in religious rites. 'Tis rather fitting that it should assist in Heaven's turn as well. Is that so? That is most fascinating, for the unicorn is also considered a sacred beast in the Far East, possessed of divine powers. Distant though our lands may be, we have much and more in common. To have the little one be part of the celebration is auspicious indeed. I think it's so funny that it's it has to be a Twin Adder person that says that, because they can't actually have Ishgardians be taking place. They're like, excuse me, really taking part in, you know, these events. Which is just very funny. Look at him go. Truly, a horse in motion is a magnificent sight. With that, my fellows and I shall tend to the tidying up. In the meantime, I would be grateful if you could report to the Umabugyo. My thanks again for your invaluable aid. Unless you're mistaken, the Uma no Una cult already wishes to go for another run. In gladness and glee do I welcome your return. By the Unicorn's cult's buoyant bearing alone, I could tell the procession was a rousing success. You've done very well, little one, going far and above your duty as a mascot. Rightly proud of yourself you may be. Now, in the course of being at your side, our once wary Unicult has forged a bond of trust with you. Is this not so? Yeah, I guess. Then in hope and faith do I ask that you take it with you on your journeys. In your care, I believe that it can reach its full stride, and our Ishgardian friends would doubtless agree. I'm pretty sure they just borrowed that from Ishgard, so I don't know if they actually have the authority to do that, but I'm not going to question it. In parting, I bid you enjoy the Heaven's Turn festivities while they last. And on behalf of our delegation, I wish you health and happiness for the year ahead. Yippee! Alright. For helping make the procession and indeed the entire Heaven's Turn celebration a resounding success, I offer you my heartfelt thanks once more. May you and the Unicult may have many a wonderful journey together. Alright, let's use this sucker. Where is he? There he is. On the occasion of the Heaven's Turn celebration, House Fortemps helped to secure the loan of this young Unicorn Young to serve as the mascot for visiting Far Eastern delegation. Though initially nervous to be away from home, the creature was able to find its stride at your side, and there appears contented to remain. The unicorn seems to have sensed kinship in you, says Briya. It's funny that this quote comes up because this is going to be part of a little bit of a broader topic that I was going to broach today, but I think it would have been interesting if you had done the level 30 Conjurer quest that awards you with the Unicorn mount, for that to be mentioned directly somewhere in this quest line, because that would be really interesting. But unfortunately, it's not. Sadly. So, whatever. Alright, let's draw a fortune, and then we'll look at everybody who's around. Greetings, my friend. I deal in omikuji, traditional Far Eastern fortunes. Would you care to draw one? Yes, let's do it. Give me your money. Alright, what's it gonna be, gamers? Fair fortune. Well, that's nice. Thou shalt experience moderate fortune. Keep these words of guidance in thy heart. A case is afoot, adventure. Enlist the services of the most gentlemanly of inspectors. What could that mean? Share without reservation in relationships. Thy virtues will be rewarded. Prosperity. Great success is in the accumulation of small efforts. Neglect not thy daily chores. Conflict. For strength thou wantest not. Thou needest but breathe as one with thine allies. Favor. Be resolute unto like unto the fury, and thou shalt know no surrender. How did you fare? Whether it was the desired result or otherwise, I pray the words imparted by the fortune serve to guide you in the coming days. One of the phone games I play has an omikuji that I pulled a couple hundred times, but I still haven't gotten great misfortune. Well, that's a good thing, though, right? Gotten great fortune like 5 times? That's good. That's good. Alright, let's explore around here and see what kind of people we got. We got these two. From previous year's Heaven's Turn event with the where the omikuji were introduced, I believe. Come on. I thought you guys had something to say, but I guess not. We are missing a couple of people here. We're missing, I think there's supposed to be an Ishgardian knight that you can talk to, and also Emanelaine and Honoroi are here if you have progressed further in Heavensward, which we have not. In the Far East, the unicorn is held to be an exalted beast that appears before pure-hearted rulers and discerns good and evil. That it should bear a resemblance to the unicorn of Eorzea is fascinating indeed. It may well be that our lands once shared a connection in the past. Pangea, confirmed. If you get great misfortune, you can set it as a title. Oh, okay, yeah, that's worth it then. Behold, the majesty of the haunts. Sadly, there is very little this year, unfortunately, in terms of people around. But that's okay. A lot of it has to do with our quest progression, so that's the main reason why. Alright, with that done, let's go ahead and head back to Ishgard and get started on our real stuff. I'm gonna go put my dishes away, and then I will be right back. Back. Alright. Let's see, where are we going? Also, a fun fact, I don't think there's any really good way to show it in-game, but the display image for this year's Heaven's Turn event shows Edmund du Forton, Haurchefant's dad, strolling around. So it's funny that he doesn't take part in this event at all, because again, his appearance is tied behind story progression. So if you hadn't progressed to Heavensward, you would not know who he is. But it's time to start Gods of Eld. Torsifers has a message to you from a mysterious stranger from Fallout. Ah, my Lady Ruja, during your absence, a stranger came calling. Upon learning you were away, he left a message to the effect that he wishes to speak with you and will await you at the Rising Stones. If you have a mind to oblige this stranger, please be careful. I cannot well explain why, but it put me ill at ease to simply be near him. Yeah, okay. Alright, so Mordona then. It's good to be back here every once in a while. And it appears he's waiting for us in the Solar. My thanks for coming. Is that a baby? Who let you in here? Unukalhai is my name, and I serve a friend. I sought you out that I might alert you to the rising threat of the beings known as Icons. I hate to tell you this, buddy, but we are kind of aware of those already. You're aware of the threat, you say? Ah, but I speak not of the primals, with which you are exceedingly well acquainted. It may interest you to know that the term Icon and the beings to which it refers precede the Garlean Empire by eras. You see, it is the name by which the Allegans called godlike beings, the dark divinity Odin among them, and the Garleans, who seek to emulate the glory of ancient Alag, have simply availed themselves of it. Pray, permit me to continue the tale. What's up, Ariange? Ah, Ariange, how kind of you to join us. As the Warrior of Light's comrade, my participation is but to be expected. After all, the matter doth pertain to the very fate of this star. The Icons of Eld. In the distant past, these mighty beings did offer fierce resistance to the Allegan Empire. However, they eventually fell to the men of Alag, who devised the means by which to capture them. And it did not end with capture, as well you know, for the Allegans also learned how to harness the Icons' power. They refined this knowledge at the Aetherochemical Research Facility on Aziz La. Within the centrifugal crystal engine, they sealed 3 beings, the Warring Triad. 'Twas first and foremost to acquire the infinite power of the Warring Triad the Archbishop did seek Aziz La. But, in the wake of his defeat, the buildings which confined the Icons were severely damaged. Doubt not that they will fail completely ere long. Know that we do not condemn you for striking down the Archbishop. You were simply fulfilling your destiny, and yet where the Warring Triad were to be released into the world, unimaginable destruction would ensure. Take heart, for there is hope still. Through swift action we may yet prevent their awakenings and see them resealed. But in dealing with this new threat, our first step must be to contend with the old. 2 savage gods are returned, I fear, summoned once more by their worshippers, and at a strength far surpassing their previous incarnations. If I were to give them a rating, I would call them extreme. I speak of the primals Ravana and Bismarck. If left unchecked, they will inevitably seek to seize the power of the Warring Triad. This will serve to feed the confluence of chaos and hasten the Icons' awakening. To wit, we must needs vanquish both their kinds. I pray thee, however, to first focus thy gaze upon the primals, ere we turn our attention to those Icons in their fitful slumber. I shall return to the waking sands forthwith and consider such measures as are available to us. Meanwhile, I bid thee attend to the task of eliminating the primals. Young Unukalhai shall assist thee. Rest assured, he is not our enemy. For the time being, at least. I'll be honest, I totally forgot that they just, claim that Thoradin was actually after the power of the Warring Triad the whole time. I feel like maybe they made that up, actually. But whatever. Alright. And we have the Warring Triad. The Awakening. The Warring Triad is the collective term for 3 immensely powerful icons that were brought into existence during the twilight of the Third Astral Era. Summoned by the native tribes of Mericidia, these entities were set against the encroaching forces of the Allegan Empire. The strength of a primal is determined by the fervent prayers of its faithful, and as the Mericidians' prayers called for saviors with the power to throw back an imperial invasion, the resulting incarnations were perforce imbued with nigh incalculable might. That the Allegans were capable of conquering such godlike beings well illustrates the incredible heights to which their technology had ascended. The implacable empire subdued and imprisoned the Warring Triad, shackled them to machinery that sustained the Icons' forms, while at the same time leeching away their infinite energies. For 5 millennia did the Warring Triad languish thus in dreaming servitude, to their slumbers undisturbed till Archbishop Thoradin VII of Ishgard rattled the bars of their cage. The Archbishop had allegedly come to Azizlah seeking to absorb the Three's power and make himself a god without rival. It was fortunate, then, that the Warrior of Light and her companions thwarted Thoradin before he realized his tyrannical ambitions, but the victory was not without consequence. The violence of the battle cracked the seals that held the Triads in torpor, and the Icons have begun to stir. Worse, the Galligan, the Garlean Empire, and their heavy-handed efforts to plunder the secrets of Azizlah threatened to drag them into full wakefulness. These terrible entities must be destroyed before they arise in all their cataclysmic splendor. Thankfully, we do not have to do either of these two quests before we do this one. But, I will do them eventually. When we do a part 2 of this, because I don't think I'm going to get through the whole thing today, just based on how I'm feeling right now, and how much, and also maybe depending upon what we have at the end, we'll knock those two out later. Or if somebody is with a higher level character is able to hop on and quick unsync me through them, that would also be great, but small talk with them real first. A pleasure as always, Ruja. What would you ask of me? Tell me about yourself. I am Unukalhai, and I serve a friend. Lest you wonder why one so young was chosen for this task, it is because I have... shall I put this? An intimate knowledge of the primal mind. You're curious, I'm sure, but you do not need to understand the nature of powers to use it, do you? It is much the same with the Echo, I imagine. Tell me about Icons. Ah, yes, the beings Alligans dubbed Icons. How much we have yet to learn. Precisely how they stand apart from primals we have yet to determine. If they were summoned in a similar manner, then who was responsible, and how have they managed to endure for millennia? Well, you wrote it down in that book over there, man. We have gained some understanding of the Dark Divinity's true nature, yet he is but one of many, and far from the most powerful. The Warring Triad, whom the Alligans imprisoned within the centrifugal crystal engine of their research facility, concern me most of all. Their infinite power is beyond comprehension. Were they released into this world, unimaginable destruction would ensure. Simply put, that cannot be allowed to happen. The fate of this very star hangs in the balance. Fortunate we are, then, that you have risen to the challenge, Warrior of Light. Your triumphs over the primals are an inspiration, a shining example that future generations would be wise to follow. I have thus decided to keep a detailed history of your battles against the Warring Triad. The journal will be available to you here, should you ever wish to peruse its pages and reflect upon your deeds. I'm going to walk back over this way and do a lean. And now I'm going to stand up and do it again when you accept this quest. When the bow wakes, Unukalhai is anxious to act before the Warring Triad awaken. The time has come, Warrior of Light. We must move against the Warring Triad now or suffer the consequences. The seal is cracked and the Icons stir. Should they be allowed to awaken and resume their titanic conflict, it will be alike to the coming of a second calamity. This is the 7th calamity. So it would be the coming of an 8th calamity, Unukalhai. Come on, man. It's almost as if you're not from this world. What could it mean? That said, the very act of entering the containment facility itself presents certain unique challenges. So unique, in fact, that I struggled to locate an individual with the requisite talents to surmount them. Were it not for the impressively diverse connections of your fellow scions, I might still be searching. Happily, however, they were able to furnish me with a suitable candidate. Now, along with you and your Echo-blessed companions, all the pieces we need to proceed with this deadly game are arrayed upon the board. Victory hinges upon no less than the total destruction of the Warring Triad. But we must also wear the interference of those who covet the Alligans' primal harnessing technology. I speak, of course, of the blindly grasping hand of the Garlean Empire and its fumbling agents. Hang on, I'm looking something up. Ah, well, there you go then. I just looked it up because I remembered that Kryl was in this quest line, and I remembered you can't actually start this quest until you finish the 3.1 story, so it's a good thing we did that. The ignorant meddling of the Empire will serve only to hasten the Icon's awakening, and it is my master's desire that the Triad be dispatched before Imperial forces delve too deeply. Being the nearest to wakefulness, the Icon Sephiroth shall be your first adversary. Make your preparations and join me on the flagship in Azizla. We shall speak further there. Of the warring triads, Sephiroth's slumber is the most fitful. Join me on Azizla's central isle as soon as you are able, and we shall attend to his destruction first. Yeah, okay. I wish you didn't have to walk back every single time you were finished, or we were finished talking to you. Okay, Azizla. Off we go. Up to the big fucking ship we go. Also, in case people are curious, Unukalhai's name is the original name of, is the old name of a constellation called Alpha Serpentis. Unukalhai is the name of one of the stars at like the head of the snake that is that constellation. Which is to say that Unukalhai is a snake. And also, this is the warring triad here. These three here. Might have noticed that name as we were flying through previously. Hey, wait a minute, this one's just a woman. EM stars into every single one of your 468 SSR characters. Damn, that's crazy. I haven't even fully leveled all my SSR characters, because that's so many supreme merits, dog. And also some of them are bad, and I don't want to level them. This is the place, Warrior of Light. Here we will find the containment facility wherein entities of incalculable power lie chained, their fathomless energies siphoned away by Allagan devices. As I warned you, Sephiroth poses the most immediate threat. His dreaming mind drifts perilously close to consciousness. Thus must his destruction be our first concern. Your fellow Scions will be joining us anon, accompanied by the uniquely talented individual of whom I spoke. From what I gather, the two of you are already well acquainted. Let us continue inside and wait before the doors to the containment facility. Hey, it's the gang. You've not been waiting long, I trust. We're eager to lend whatever cooperation we may until your mission, Rusha. Don't have a use for XP right now until you uncap another Eternal or Evoker. What's your ultimate mastery looking like on your row 4s? And your row 5s? And your origin class? It is an honor to meet you at last. As I only know of one Mikote Scion, you must be Archon Nishtola, meaning your diminutive companion is Mistress Kryl of the Students of Baldesia, correct? Diminutive? Perhaps there has been some mistake. I assumed it was for my knowledge and not my stature that you requested my assistance. Thank you, Kryl. The mistake is mine. I apologize if I have given offense. Mayhap it would be best if we proceeded directly to the matter of our objectives. Your adversary is the Icon Sephiroth of the Warring Triad, otherwise known to the historians of Allag as the Fiend. He was once the patron deity to a tribe of tree-like beings native to Mericidia, but was subdued by the Allagan Empire after a lengthy war of attrition. After his defeat, he was imprisoned for a use as source of power. Even now, Sephiroth is neither truly living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream while his body's energies are harnessed by Allagan technologies. The explanation for his failure to dissipate into ether lies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bind him, but to continuously regenerate his corporeal form. Meaning it would be impossible to all but banish him while said restraints are in place, yes? Remove them, however, and we risk allowing an unfathomably powerful, and doubtless vengeful, icon to run rampant. It seems we have no choice but to divide our forces. One team must locate the controls to Sephiroth's shackles and disable the gun, while the other stands ready to destroy him at the moment of his awakening. A most succinct assessment, Mistress Kryl. While I was aware that the Echo provided you with uncanny insight, I did not expect you to intuit the core of my strategy quite so swiftly. Huh! If only my gift offered such detailed analysis. Which is to say, it doesn't. I merely took it upon myself to learn as much about the Triad's imprisonment as I could before coming here. It will be Ruja and I, after all, who enter the icon stand. Indeed, given the nature of our adversary, none save for those under the aegis of the Echo should be permitted to enter the containment facility. The risk of primal influence is too great. Well, that's settled then. I will disable the restraints, and Ruja and her gifted adventurer friends will welcome Sephiroth back into the waking world. Better that than the other way around, I'd say, considering our respective fields of expertise. And of course my diminutive stature. Right, it's time I had a little chat with the doorkeeper over there. Gosh, I love Kryl, she's so good. Activating verification systems. Lifting access restricted to the Triad control. I had no idea the Baldessian curriculum was so comprehensive. When we locate the controls for Sephiroth's restraints, I shall gladly leave their operation to you. When we locate the locate the controls? Mayhap my words were unclear. Only those blessed with the Echo may safely enter the facility. So why are you two here again, then? Your concern for my sanity is touching, but unnecessary. Suffice it to say, I am in no danger of falling under the icon's sway. Bleep bloop. Warning! Verification systems detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering restricted airspace. Security systems engaging intruders. The Garleans. Calm, Oriange, we must keep the Imperials occupied. Oh, that's why they're here. Interference, of course. We too should be on our way. God, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't slightly terrified. But I can't very well leave every deadly task to you scions. According to the history, Sephiroth was immense in both size and strength, mighty to rout even the implacable armies of the Elegants, and that more than once. To cut a long story short, we have to get this right. I shall do my best not to wake the icon up too much. As my grandfather often used to say of certain little monsters, get them up and get them moving while their brains are still abed. I think he was probably talking about Kryl when he said that, which is very funny. Containment Bay S1T7. Now accessible. And I will read that as soon as I am back from taking a shit. So, excuse me for a moment. Activating verification systems. Identification code accepted. Triad control clearance granted. Trials. Containment Bay. Sephiroth, the Fiend, was a deity once worshipped by a tree-like race native to Mericidia. Brought into being for the sole purpose of repelling the Alagan invasion, Sephiroth inflicted ruinous losses upon the Imperial army before finally being subdued and imprisoned in the central facility of Az's Law. And now, millennia later, this immensely powerful entity threatens to awaken, his vengeful dreams disturbed by the careless ambitions of Archbishop Thordan VII. Topple the first pillar of the Warring Triad, or wheresoever his colossal shadow falls shall be visited by unthinkable calamity. On the topic of XP, as I mentioned, not all of my SSR units are maxed, but also I am still in the process of even unlocking all of my Row 5 classes. I only just unlocked Paladin, and I've had Viking for a little bit because I think Viking is really cool. And I'm working on Mana Diver next because I think Mana Diver is very good, and then after that I'm not 100% certain what I'll be going for. Probably either Street King or Boogeyman because those both seem very good. But man, those fucking things take a long time to level up, you know? And I've also kind of been keeping track of how many Row 4s I have like maxed out. And oh geez, like in order, because I think you need 10 at level 30 to get ultimate mastery skills, and I've just been doing the math, and like I need so many more still. And then it's even going to be further away from that before I even think about getting Fighter Origin. Caught up by the time the Row 5 were starting to get added, so it was a bit easier to stay caught up. Was Row 5 added after they introduced Ultimate Mastery, or like Mastery levels? Because I think Row 5 were added like one at a time, right? Because I know they like, Mariachi I think was the most recent addition to Row 5. And I guess we're just not getting a Row 5 for Lancer, which fucking sucks. Instead, we're getting Lancer Origin next instead of finishing the Row 5, which seems very odd. I was also realizing that I don't actually have any of the 6 Dragon Raids unlocked, so I was thinking about needing to do that, although I also don't know when a good time to actually do those is, because I don't know, my team strength is very hard to understand sometimes. Damn, that's a big guy. Kind of large.
Disabling Sephiroth's restraints now. Good luck.
God, look at his fucking rippling muscles, dude. And his horribly modeled face. That makes sense. It would feel kind of shitty for them to just like introduce row 5 and mastery levels at the same time. Pestilent Northerners, you shall regret the decision to loosen my fetters. Sephiroth is really cool looking. Oh, big hit, big hit. I don't remember if these drop circles. Nope, okay, cool. Oh god. Gotta get behind him. Oh, okay, I guess we're the equilibrium of life. I shall tip thy scales and partake of thy bounteous energy. Now we have to kill all these cockles and Binas. They don't explode anymore. Crazy. I have to say, the quality of my ability to clear things has vastly improved since Viking came out, or since I unlocked Viking, rather. Patience and penance. For millennia, I have yearned to enact this vengeance. Whee! Bye-bye! We got him, you guys. He's dead. The end and the beginning. By my touch shall your wretched lives be blessed. Oh, my sacred soil is gonna wear off by the time. Yep, there it goes. You dimmed my boundless light. What power of death do you mortals wield? Say one of the things that I like the most about Grand Blue is the fact that like there always feels like there's something I can be working on that like actively will make my like what I have going better. It never feels like there's like nothing to do really, you know? What a cool fight. All the 6-man raids are scary, yeah, I'll bet. I think one of the big things that I'm working on right now is getting like Huanglong and Quilin weapons. That's something I need to do. Or I guess Quilin weapons specifically. the incarnation of life. I cannot perish, cannot wither. Sorry, buddy. You did it. Thank God they're getting rid of having to use the golden seals to fight Wong Long. Are they? That's awesome, actually. Because, I mean, that is by far the thing that's holding me back from actually being able to do those consistently. The other thing I'm working on is I always need Genesis fragments, because I'm trying to, like, actually work on uncapping all of my Arcarum summons. Because I've recruited, like, 4 evokers now, but it's kind of unbalanced elementally. You did it! I've seen you in action before, but never against anything that big. My legs kept telling me to run, but I just couldn't tear myself away. I don't think I blinked once during the whole battle. It's not healthy. Hero tried and true. If only I had possessed such strength. Sometime soon it will be Silver Centrum as host mats. Oh, that's nothing. I can handle that. Ishtola, this is Kryl, Icon eliminated. Oh, if only you could have seen it. Ruja gave Sephiroth the mother of all rude awakenings. And your distraction was perfect. We encountered not a single Imperial soldier. Yes, understood. Let us swap tales at the Rising Stones, then. On our path to the control chamber, we discovered a number of dormant thralls. It would seem the machines that preserve their forms also hold them in a state of torpor. We need not fear them summoning their deity anew. In short, our work here is done. For the present, at least. Let's go home, shall we? I also, because Rise of Beasts is running right now, I'm working on getting all of the Cardinal Saint weapons. I'm only missing the light and dark ones at the moment. What are you looking at, man? Is it a blue man with a basketball hoop on his head? Yeah, there he is, baby. You wanted to know where he went after the story ended? He went here for some reason. Your senses are sharp, young one. I'm Regula Van Hydrus, the goddess of the 6th Legion. It seemed that damnable woman and her accomplice have led me in a merry dance through the thickest of this infernal land's defenses. To think that I pursued them. I shall withdraw for now, my lesson learnt. I doubt it. You Garleans never learn. You covet the means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control that which you do not understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summon them. I have no interest in crossing blades with children. Live, grow strong, and mayhap one day you will warrant my attention. He's so cool! I don't kill children. Get stronger, and then maybe I'll kill you. Hi, we saw that was happening. We were hiding. We didn't want him to see us. I looked back and you weren't there. Did something happen? Not of consequence. I mistook a shadow for a man. Kryl stare. Just what are you hiding beneath that mask of yours? A longing for hope, an appetite for power, a lingering sense of regret. And I do detect a desire to test your strength against a certain hero. Is that what your gifts tell you? No, look at my big ol' ears. Not these ones, these ones. I can hear your mind. No, those were just wild guesses, but I wonder if some few of my words didn't strike close to the mark. Kryl's so awesome. Nah, just guessing. Or mayhap more than a few. Be at ease, Unukalhai. I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend, regardless of language, that which a fellow being would have me know. You need not unmask your heart as long as you do your countenance. That was a performance, then? A ruse to uncover my true nature? I see, I shall have to keep my wits about me. It's really fucked up, by the way. Sorry, I keep going back to Grand Blue because I just enjoy talking about it. Because I've just been so much more into it recently. Two things. A, I'm trying to decide which of the Saints I actually want to recruit first. I don't know if there are any that are, like, priority because they're so super good for that particular element. Maybe I go for the Wind one because Wind isn't really a real element. Especially not for me. I can use all the fucking help I can get. And the other thing about the Cardinal Saints is it pisses me off that the water weapon is clearly an axe, but it is a sword mechanically. Why? Why is it like that? So weird. You can just have two of them be axes. What's up, Cal? So, Warrior of Light, how did it feel to strike down so great a foe? Must tell me more of the experience once our meeting with your colleagues is concluded. Through thine all-surpassing skill at arms do we now take our first steps into ridding this star of the warring Triad's baleful presence, and in such wise do we lessen the burden bequeathed unto us by the vain glory of Alag. Know, however, that two icons which remain are though equal in might to Sephiroth, and may yet exceed him. Ere thou proceed, I would counsel thee to marshal thy strength and give careful thought to thy preparation. Assuming the Garleans allow us the luxury of time, even now they grasp for the means to dominate primals, blind to the technology's potential for calamity. My master taught me that the entity known as Sephiroth was this world's first sacred tree, elevated to godhood by the beliefs of its worshippers. There is no power more fearsome than that born of unconditional faith and unbending ideal. I do also just want to take the time to talk a little bit about Sephiroth, because I think Sephiroth is one of the cooler of the Warring Triad. Conceptually, I don't feel like... Because everything about Sephiroth, the way that he looks, his title, the Fiend, the fact that he's this big fucking hulking demon monster, none of that makes you think, oh yeah, this is a guy who's, like, about life. But he is, because he's a tree. He's supposed to be a sacred tree. And once again, I also call back to the things that I talked about way back in A Realm Reread, where I find it's very fun and interesting to consider how the belief systems of the tribe that summons a primal influences what that primal represents and what it looks like. And obviously we don't know that much about the species that actually summoned Sephiroth. God willing, maybe someday we'll get to go to Mericidia. Holding out hope. I want to go to Mericidia so bad. I want to go to Mericidia more than I want anything else in this game. I don't give a fuck about the stuff that they're actually setting up right now. I don't care. I want to stay on this planet, and I want to go to Australia, dog. I want to find the tree people and dap them up and say, dude, that six-armed motherfucker you guys summoned 5,000 years ago was hot as hell. Do that shit again. But we're probably not going to do that. Anyway, I just think that Sephiroth is cool as a concept of looking very, like, evil. Just has life powers. 'Tis plain your master found in you a willing student. Tell me, was it he who taught you of Allagan's technology's potential for calamity, or are those your own words? 'Twas but a figure of speech, nothing more. When last we met, I thought I caught a glimpse of the boy behind the mask, but it would seem your defenses are firmly back in place. Must you persist with this infuriating veil of secrecy? I, for one, would very much like to get to know who this master of yours is, amongst other things. As long as our purposes align, what matter my affiliation? It matters a great deal. I do not ask out of idle curiosity. If we are to fight as comrades, we need to be able to trust each other. On which note, I should apologize for my earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of an enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad you reacted as you did. No person of your age has any business being calm and aloof all the time, much as you might wish to be. This is also very fun characterization for Kryl, because I think you can very clearly see that she's kind of messing with him in the same way that she does with Alpha Node. I think she sees a lot of similarities between the two. Anyway, we had best be off. Do send word if there are any further developments. Power-wise, all the Cardinals are pretty equal. Okay, that's good to know. I guess I'll just pick whichever one is my favorite, then. A companion now, am I? Alright, let's see if this is updated. It's Chapter 1, Sephiroth. The Warrior of Light has toppled the first of the Warring Triad. We knew little of Sephiroth other than that he was the chief deity of a tribe of tree-like beings, a sacred tree ascended to godhood. Allegan histories discovered upon the event of his destruction, however, have brought fascinating new facts to light. These records attribute Sephiroth to the ability to induce spontaneous growth in living organisms through the manipulation of ambient etheric energy. It is noted that the icon did not hesitate to direct this ability upon himself. Sephiroth grew to gigantic proportions during his conflict with the armies of Elag, using his own colossal limbs to cut great swaths of destruction through the ranks. He was eventually overwhelmed, however, and his abilities contained. The Allegans performed experiments upon the captured icon, siphoning his growth-inducing energies into the cultivation of numerous chimerical monstrosities, one unnatural existence propagating countless others. When one believes one's control unbreakable, however, a single overlooked flaw inevitably leads to catastrophe. I know of at least one civilization that collapsed under the weight of such hubris. Alright. Oh, we got two more. Oh yeah, and that's unlocking Sephiroth Extreme. We'll do that. You know what? If we don't have time for this, I might do a separate stream that's just unlocking all of the extremes. And I guess probably doing these two. The fate of the stars. Unukalhai is preoccupied by the threat of the 6th Legion. I am troubled, Warrior of Light. The 6th Legion will not soon surrender its pursuit of Allegan technology. While it is true that the 6th suffered heavy losses in attempting to breach the Azazel's defenses, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to his own devices, it will not be long before the Legatus moves to... Pray, excuse the interruption, but a call to this link pearl can only come from one of your fellow scions. Archon Y'shtola, what news? And you are quite certain they have broken through? Yes, of course, we shall leave immediately. It would seem the thing I feared most has come to pass. The Garleans have succeeded in dispelling the barrier Urion Jade placed upon the entrance to the research facility. We must intercept and destroy them before they acquire the means to control primal entities. Archon Y'shtola's requests that we assemble at the scene of the intrusion. Pray depart at once. I will join you when I inform the other scions of this development. Hie you haste, with all haste to Azizla. I will join you there anon. Alright, back we go. I got a little taste of what the Cardinal Saints were like in the recent event that, like, featured them prominently. So I'm not 100% sure exactly which one I'd want. I guess I'd probably pick whichever one, like, is, where's my fucking button? There it is. Whichever one, like, is associated with the element that I use the most, which would probably either be fire, or dark, I guess? Although I have kind of been looking into some other stuff as well. My win team has been getting better, which feels good. I didn't get, like, a single good thing during the entire time we had the, like, free holiday draws. I think I literally got 2 new characters. I basically had to use all of my crystals to get a spark off of the free 200 that they gave us, but I used that to get Lamorak, And that means that I now have every single, like, Typhoon Crest character, so I can do that team, and it's very good, as it turns out. All I needed was that one guy to get it all to work. I would love to be able to get a Oblivion Crest thing to work, but unfortunately I need Summer Hecate, I think, and Valentine Lobelia for that, which is 2 seasonal event characters that I do not have. I see we are the first to arrive. No matter, your colleagues should be here anon. They were wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. Had the Garlean slip by unnoticed, I dare not think of the consequences. Archon Ashtola set forth for Az's law when it became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he has not yet to find his prize. Oh, I like that Piju and Kokiri are not actually listed under the 4 saints, because, I mean, I guess they're not, you know. Opening all these in a new tab so I can look at them later. Well met, Unukalhai, and thank you for answering my summons so swiftly. Ruja. We shall be glad for your presence should we meet with the 6th Legion, as seems all but certain. 7 new characters? Yeah, that is pretty good. I wish I had that. Instead, I just got 2 more copies of Yatima, which sucks because I have the summon Yatima, that is. Which sucks because I already have 4 copies, so I can't uncap her anymore. It'd be nice if I got, you know, any other Providence summon, you know, like the one that was newly added, or one of the other ones that's really good that I don't have. That would have been nice, but I guess not. As you may be aware, this facility houses some of Alag's most advanced technology. Accordingly, Arianger sought to deny the Empire the easy ingress by weaving a ward of singular potency. Not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus had not reached the core laboratories already. 'Tis passing strange. I wove the ward in accordance with the most closely guarded teachings of the Archmages of Charlian. Naught was left to chance, naught. 'Tis well known that the children of Garlemald have no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire more than a cursory knowledge of sorcery. That they should succeed in unraveling so complex a skein of magecraft, and with surpassing swiftness is passing strange. Only one I'm missing is 000. Use my Zero ticket on new mom and... You stoned your mom? Dude, you just stoned your mom. That it is, Oriange, but 'tis a mystery for another day. Archon Ishtola has the right of it. Before all else, we must move to safeguard the knowledge which enable the Alligans to harness primal energies. Of particular concern is the Genesis expression. Like from Sonic? An aetherochemical formula that allowed the scholars of yore to create substance from nothingness. I actually was just reminded, I got a Sierra ticket recently, and I used it to get Bubs, who I stoned. And then they did the thing where they're like, everybody gets a free copy of Bubs or Summer Bubs, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that would have been nice to have. I could have gotten something else. I sparked for White Knight. I'm so glad they finally remembered the Luminary Knights exist. Still waiting for more information on what the fuck Green Knight's deal is. Introduced with the most fascinating character concept known to man, never shows up again. Or, I mean, she continues to show up, but, like, as soon as the main story is over, she's just like, bye, and then just fades out of existence. Also, Summer Black Knight when? I'm asking for it every day. I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this information? From your enigmatic master, perchance? He did furnish me with that morsel, yes, and knowing exactly which prize the Legatus now seeks enables us to predict his position. Do you not see? We have been gifted with the perfect opportunity to remove the head of an entire legion. I didn't think you so bloodthirsty, Unukalhai. Surely safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying Legatuses. Cryal's sentiments reflect my own, yet the two objectives may not need be mutually exclusive. What say you, Orianche? Oh, he's thanking. Orianche? Forgive me. My thoughts were bound up in idle imaginings. In answer to thy question, milady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter. I think there should be more female luminary knights. Right, I've enabled the facility's teleporters. Shall we? I hope we get them all playable someday, even the ones that are dead. You dwell on the matter of the barrier. I do. Verily, 'twas a warding spell of labyrinthine intricacy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Baldesion himself. Even the most learned Archon would require some several moves to disentangle such an enchantment. To do so in mere bells would require some preternatural power akin to the very echo itself. Okay. Anyway, bye, I guess. Death doesn't mean anything. Anyway, it's fine. It's true, we went to heaven and came back. Alright. I am actually going to switch to Summoner for this, because I just want to be a DPS. Alright, let's do it. The Garleans strike for the heart of the facility, and the Legata spearheads their charge. We must be swift in our pursuit. Clear path, cut through them. Oh wow, we killed them real easy, actually. I was hoping you guys were going to put up a little bit more. Eorzean scum! Oh, you haven't started the new story arc yet? It's very good, and I will say the new character you get, the Legatus himself is here. After him, the new character you get is great. I love him a lot. If there's one thing that Grand Blue does better than basically any other thing, I shall contend with this foe. Press onwards, my comrades. Oh, thanks, Oriange. It's the fact that they do a really good job of making Harvins, the short dwarf-like characters, or the short chibi-type people, into actual humans, or actual people. There, it's Van Hydrus.
In the name of the Emperor!
He said the line, stop them, no one gets through. We've no time for this. I'm just gonna start casting for it. Also, let's see, what other interesting things happen? There's a new MILF drops. There's also the Emperor will not be denied. They also introduce a new Sturm and Drang. Ah! Lucia, Cryal needs you. No, she's fine, don't worry about it. And also, most importantly, we learn that, you remember Abramelin from, Mistress Cryal? Abramelin from Heart of the Sun. He's important again. Go, I will stand guard over Mistress Cryal. You must keep the Legatus from his prize. We leave her in your care then. You do best to keep her safe in a Calamine. I won't spoil exactly how he becomes relevant, but it is quite good. And also, I forgot one last thing. Grand Blue invents its own Sanrio characters. This one looks a handful. Don't fucking interrupt me. Bitch, stop interrupting my casts. Only I get to do that. Alright, you're dead now. Quickly, inside the barrier. He's about to die. Oh, okay. Good job, buddy. You did your best. Central Laboratory. territory should be up ahead. Let's hurry along, shall we? Makes sense, he was pre-Crimson Horizon. It's true, he was. Also, the way that he's relevant is so funny. I won't spoil it, but it's so funny. After the Legatus. Still they come. Press on, Ruja. I will handle this. Can't imagine what the Grand Uplift or whatever feels like for some rando. They kind of talk a little bit about that. I have to say, by the way, I wasn't super confident in Grand Blue's ability to, like, continue the story after, like, the main thing about our main character's motivations being kind of taken away. But I am really, really, really happy that they managed to, I think, stick the landing. Because there's obviously not a whole lot of the story. There's only 8 chapters, or 4 chapters, I can't remember how many. But there's enough interesting shit in there that I'm like, okay, I'm in. You've got my interest. I want to see where you're going with this. So I'm quite happy about that. I have exposed the bones of their work, now to extract the marrow. Hey, bud. Ready for round 2? Or I guess round 3, actually. Even in the moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head. God, he's so cool. Bitch. Savage. Don't be mean to me. He just called me a savage. Come on, man. You gotta do a little bit better than that. You're not really doing a whole lot. At least he's going to auto attack now. That's something.
Can you withstand this?
Probably. I'm doing okay so far. Wait, did the X's even go? I don't think they actually did anything. This is where he summons the lion. My weapons inhibitors exist for a reason, but I will not lose to you again. Yep, he summons the he summons fucking tiger. Garlean fighting techniques are so fucking weird. They can just do whatever, I guess. Magitech enhances my blade work. You cannot hope to win. I think I'll be okay. See, I lived. Ruja. The Tomolith is unbreached, then? Damn, how'd they get around there so fast with their tiny legs? Kryl! My wounds will not slow my blade should you seek to bar my path. And you would slay me, no doubt, but it would be your final act. Hi. I'm gonna give you the fucking paper cut of a lifetime, baby. Also, Urianger and Y'shtola are here. What madness afflicts you, Eorzean fools? The Emperor but desires a means to shackle the Icons and their destructive appetites. Why do you rail against your own salvation? It is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your Emperor seeks to contain would be as kindling waiting for a spark. Forget not the White Raven, Legatus. Like thee, he presumed to wield the power of a lag, and invited the calamity in so doing. Star's fate is too important to be decided by any one man, a warmongering savage least of all. Have care, boy. You speak of my Emperor. But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. Look at this thing. Well, well, I appear not to be dead. Ow! Kryl! I may have cracked a rib, or two, but I'll be fine, honestly. Our foes gave no quarter. Had Unukalhai stinted in his defense of thee, thou mayst but be certain thy hurts would be far worse. I could do no less. Mistress Kryl is here at my behest, after all. The secrets of Alag are safe for the present, though 'tis doubtful the Legatus will return it to Garlemald till the prize he coveteth lieth in his grasp. Then we must redouble our efforts to protect this place. Kryl and I will place additional seals upon the Tomalith. Why don't we just blow it up? Unukalhai? I appreciate you staying at my side. Thank you. Twas not. Oh, please. It was a good deal more than that, and you know it. Now let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving her life, the customary response is, "You're welcome." You are welcome. Alpha Node 2! Are the new wards already in place? My colleagues yet toil upon their enchantments. I come unto thee in secret that I might question thee outside their hearing. Question me? I would speak of the one who undid my subtlest magecraft, he who invited an Imperial Legatus into this facility in hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the Warrior of Light. You accuse me of masterminding this day's events. The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed was thine. Thou didst lure the legatus of the 6th Legion into a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. 'Tis plain to me now that thy seeming opportunism in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the objective of thy plan from the first. And you have proof of this. Thine own words betrayed thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim the Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Kryl was ignorant. Whence did the legatus come by such definitive knowledge? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled hoard. None save one possessed of an otherworldly gift could have so swiftly effected its dissolution. Know thee of another blessed with such? Assuming these accusations have merit, what then? Full many times and oft doth the pursuit of truth lead men down darkened paths. I take no issue with thy purpose, but thy method I would call into question. In the Garlean Empire we have a common foe. Hadst thou deigned to share thine intentions with Ruja or Mistress Kryl, 'tis like that we would have closed the trap with no less risk to life and more success. I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of Allag as bait. Who among you would agree to such a reckless plan? Oh, so he is just admitting to it. None, and with good cause. Irrespective, thou wert remiss in thy duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment that in thy matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou so pridest thyself is conspicuous by its absence. Know that the salvation of this star is an end too vast for any one of us to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust in thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune. My sincerest apologies, Ruja. Urianger is correct in his suspicions. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire. I would ask that you forgive Uruk-hai this transgression, and keep mention of it for Mistress Kryl. 'Twould be a pity for one foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie ere it had chance to bloom. There you are, you rotten idler. When Ishtola realized we were struggling with the words alone, she was absolutely livid. Ah, never mind the warring triad. I've awoken Archon Ishtola's tempestuous wrath. In supplicant mood I shall return at once, and there atone for mine indolence. Oh shit! Come, Ruja. It's time we return to the Rising Stones. Again. Back again? Now we go back. What we're gonna do, folks... you know what? I'll talk about it in a sec. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As Urianger suggested, I possess the gift of the Echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for the self-same purpose, the salvation of this star, and nothing poses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. What I am about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Orosite to contain the power of primals. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapon's fatal imperfection, its propensity to bleed primal energies. And with each victory, the heroes changed, transforming at last into fiends of endless appetite. Insatiable in their hunger for ether, they ultimately went to war over the star's ever-dwindling life force, and fought until there was nothing left. Thus, as Urianger so astutely observed, when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. Know that my master, too, cares deeply about the fate of this star. I am his servant, his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. Now, that's a pretty big fucking bomb to drop. Especially as early as this. And I think that is a good place to leave off for now, because we've been going for about a little under 2 hours now. And I want to make sure I have enough time to get myself some food, and also I know for a fact that, obviously we still have 2 more Warring Triad fights to go, but there's a lot of story in between, and I want to make sure I have enough time to get all of that in a nice, succinct package. So I will wait to do that, and when next we return, I will be back with hopefully with a guest to make sure that this goes a little smoother or a little quicker, and also so we can knock out those extreme quests as well. So yeah, thank you folks for joining me. As usual, I apologize for the shortness of this stream, but that's just the way it is sometimes. I didn't have a particularly great start to the stream, I don't think, because of how I was feeling, but thanks for sticking with me regardless. Hopefully we shall return with more of this either next Sunday or another time, depending upon what schedules allow. Yeah, keep an eye out for those Tribe Quest videos, because I think as soon as I have finished editing the last one, I will start uploading them one at a time over the course of a few days. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, and yeah, thank you for joining me. I will talk to you all next time. A good night.